Welcome to another appliance repair video by All Pro Appliance. Today we're going to be working on a Samsung dryer, making noise. We have to replace the rollers, the idler, and the bell. Here's the Samsung dryer and the model number that we're going to be working on. It's kind of faded, but it's Delta Victor 42 Hotel 5200 Echo Papa / Alpha. That could be that's a 3. I want y'all to listen to it, so we're gonna power it up, and the noise might be pretty awful. That's enough of that. So that sounds like a roller probably frozen up, or the idler pulley worn out. But either way, we're going to be replacing everything that pretty much rolls. This is like a maintenance repair that dryers, if they're making noise like this, would be a fix. So we can fix it. What's required in this repair is to take off the top and the display board panel and the whole front panel, and we have to take out the drum, so it's a pretty big job. So we're going to start by removing the top cover, and you have 2 screws which I already took out. There's one here and there's one over here, and it looks like this. So I just took a Phillips. It's best not to try to move the machine. If you can't, make sure you unplug it. I'm going to pull the cover off now and continue. After the screws are taken out the back, all you have to do is just push back. And as you can see, they have slots and little grooves that it goes on. But it's just a matter of pushing back. You might have to use 2 hands. So how we're going to remove the display panel is pretty much it just goes on. Just pull it back with 2 hands and then straight up. Also, you have to disconnect these 2 connectors. It's all pretty much plug and play. I need 2 hands to do this. I'm going to be removing these 4 screws on top, 2 on each side, and also we have to remove these 2 screws down here as well. After removing those 6 screws, 4 on the top, 2 on the bottom, you just pull this off, and then you got the door switch connector. Just goes out. Be extremely careful because all these metal edges are extremely sharp. It'll cut you so easily. So the panel goes back, and it's on 3 tabs. Lean it on a 45 and comes right out. Those are the tabs on the bottom, 3 tabs that it just sits on. Next move is removing these 4 screws, taking off this out the way to make it a lot easier. You could use a Sharpie to mark where the screws went, put all screws back in the same place, and then we're going to be taking these 4 out, taking the bulkhead out, and look down below, and you have to take out this screw as well to come out with the bulkhead, or you could remove these 2 to take off this screen cover, but you don't have to. You could just remove this one, it'll come off with the bulkhead. And then this is the moisture sensor, and you're going to remove this disconnected by pressing the tab, holding that and pulling out. It's a matter of pressing and pulling out. I removed all the screws that I mentioned, and then how this comes out. There's another screw up here we gotta remove. We're just ready. You could just let it do like that. But underneath, you want to remove this harness that's on the bulkhead. Remember how it went back? You could take a picture before you take it out. And just remove it from the clips. So I'm putting it back. Remember to put the harness in those two little plastic clips. This is the light switch. I'm removing the bulkhead right now. I just want to show you this little tab. It's going to go in and then down. So it's up and out to put it in and to take it out. I'll show you. So the drum sits on two rollers that are attached to the bottom bulkhead. You may need to lift up on the bottom of the drum to take weight off of the rollers so bulkhead can come out. We got the bulkhead off and ready to take the drum out. In order to take the drum out, you have to release the belt. The belt is on the idler pulley, which is right here. And it goes around a groove on the motor. The motor will wrap around the idler pulley by the belt and turn the drum. So you have to give, it has a spring on the pulley, and you just and there's released. This is the generic roller kit that consists of 4 rollers, idler pulley, and belt. I purchased them on Amazon. That works for me. You can purchase the Samsung OEM parts, but will be a lot more expensive. So the shaft that I took off there goes like that. The threads go through here, and there's a nut behind here. When the shaft is worn out like this one was, very seldomly does this happen, but if it does, you have to replace the whole shaft with the roller that they come with. But if not, you could just sand them and just put them on. And you could test them. If they roll good, it's gonna be sweet. So how I took that off, and the tools that I used, was the original nut was bigger. It was a 17 millimeter. And then the new one, the new roller and shaft nut, was a 9/16. And then for the front, you have to a little notch there. You can hold it with adjustable. Okay. So we're going to be replacing the idler pulley. The idler pulley has a Phillips screw. This is the new one. And Phillips screw is right there. And take that out. Make sure it goes back the same way underneath this little metal. This is the switch, belt switch. If it breaks, that's activated and it won't turn on, the motor won't turn on. There's a spring on here on the idler pulley. I'll show you. It just connects to there and connects to the pulley right there. Right, this is the new pulley on. The screws in. The bracket for the idler pulley is underneath the micro switch, and the spring is on, as you can see. So the belt goes around the motor pulley and the idler pulley. Now is a good time to remove the filter covering and vacuum it out. Vacuum that out. Now it goes back. Just got a screw right there. You gotta slip it on there and a screw right there. So I'm putting the drum back in. Now I'm going to be putting the belt back on. All right, so we got the drum in, got the belt on. The belt, it's supposed to be smooth on the outside, and the threads are on the drum. And take a peek how it should look once you're done. It's going around the pulley of the motor and the white idler that gives the belt tension from its spring. You have to push this pulley over to the left to get the belt on. And then once it's on, go ahead and rotate your drum and make sure that it's not twisted. And also you can look at the sides too. Okay. Okay, when I put the bulkhead on, I put each tab inside the notch by itself. I did the top first, to the right, to the left. And then when it comes to the bottom, at the same time, you gotta lift up the drum underneath and put the tab on, left and right. So we're gonna put our 4 screws in the tabs, and then don't forget to screw over here, and don't forget to reconnect the moisture sensor. So before putting this top panel piece, make sure your harness is in the little tabs and little ties, and then the connection, this is for the door switch, is hanging down, because that comes, don't forget to connect this when you put the front panel on. And this is a light switch. So this got a little notch in here, and the panel has a little tab. It's gonna go in there. There's one on each side. You can see that one there. And then you put your 4 screws on, then you're ready to put your front panel on. Putting on our front panel now. Put it on the 3 tabs down below, on a 45. Bring it on up. Don't forget to hook up your door switch. tab here is supposed to hold it. Put this down. You put your 4 screws on there. Putting on the display panel, I'm gonna hook up 2 connectors, and those 2 tabs go right in there, and 2 on the other side. So the dryers are repaired. I want you to hear how it sounds. It sounds a lot better than before. I always say it purrs like a kitten. Well, thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it. If it's been a benefit to you, please hit the like, share button, and subscribe. Also, if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them down below and I will address them. Have a wonderful day.